From Geiranger, Norway,
Welcome to the
GCN show.
Welcome to the GCN show, brought to you by Wiggle.
Coming up, we make 4 predictions for the 2019 cycling year. We've got a whole load of cracking hacks and bodges and some great inspiration to get you over the morning after the night before.
I feel really bad.
Yeah.
In fact, I need to do something about my life. New year, new me, so I think.
You're going to give up beer?
No, not the beer, obviously.
But that's why you're feeling so bad.
I'm going to cut out the Jaeger bombs and the Sambucas and the shots. I'm not cutting out beer, but I am genuinely going to get fit and ride my bike a bit more again because I'm almost 40 now.
Wow. Well, if you're serious, I think that sounds great, mate.
I am.
Let's see how fit you can get.
I'm not doing 20 hours a week though.
4?
Yeah.
How fit can Dan get on 4 hours per week?
For how long?
10 weeks?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm up for it. I'm going to do it.
First video is going to be out.
Are we filming it?
Well, yeah. On Sunday, Dan's first fitness test for a long time.
All right, let's shaking it. I'm going to do it.
Nice one. All right, we're going to look forward to this,
I'm not
aren't we?
doing a test today though.
No, we'll wait a couple of days. I know just the one.
I'm genuinely quite looking forward to that.
Good,
Now,
mate.
I've been thinking about it for a few minutes. Anyway, with 2019 now officially upon us, we thought we'd be so bold as to make 4 predictions for the cycling world this year and see whether or not you lot agree with us.
Yeah, and you know how good at predicting things we are, so I suggest that you, that you don't. Anyway, we're going to have 2 predictions each. Dan, can I go first?
Yep, go on.
All right then. I predict that in 2019, the gap between the equipment used by professional cyclists and the equipment used by the rest of us will grow even further apart.
How so?
Well, so equipment designed for professional cyclists is designed for one thing in mind, isn't it? Going as fast as possible on tarmac. Whereas, I think increasingly, more and more people are waking up to the fact that might not suit the type of riding that they're doing. So perhaps, I think many people have come to the conclusion that what they really want perhaps is a little bit more comfort.
Are you sure this is not just because you're also coming towards middle age now? You
Well,
want comfort.
No, that is a valid point. But no, I think actually in this case I might be right, because unless you are pinning a number on and trying to go as fast as possible in a race, I mean, do you really need a super slammed position? Do you really need to limit yourself to just 25mm tyres? Do you need to wear a skin suit that you need 2 friends to actually help you put it on in the first place?
That's true. I take your point actually, because the only time I wear an aero helmet these days is to protect my head from the rain.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to be upfront about this and say that you can only wrestle my aero road bike off me from my cold dead hands, and you will have to wrestle my skin suit off me anyway. But I do think in this case we are seeing, brands and pro teams searching for ever finer advances in technology, whereas for the rest of us, perhaps, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is versatility, durability, usability, and fun.
And comfort.
And comfort as well.
Yeah. Well, with my first prediction for this year, Si, you might be able to have comfort as well as speed.
All right.
Yeah, because I am going to predict that public hire e-bikes are going to revolutionise inner city transport.
Oh, e-bike haters just tuned in now.
There's nothing to dislike about this. What is not to like about getting around a city quickly and efficiently?
Well,
already, in my mind, Boris bikes are the best way to get from A to B in London. And I think that once they introduce public hire e-bikes into London, even the most anti-cycling motorists will eventually jump on one of those, have a lot of fun, and realise that there is nothing to dislike about getting around efficiently, because it's environmentally friendly, it's cheap, and it's good for you, your mind, and your health.
Well, I mean, that is a fair point. I don't think you can argue with that. That's not a challenge, by the way. And to a certain extent, the revolution has already begun, hasn't it? Hank put it in his 2019 trends to look out for. And we've seen public e-bikes in, Tel Aviv and Los Angeles, Paris, Washington, to name but a few. The one thing holding this revolution back at the minute, I think, is the fact that transport planners can't actually keep up, because many people feel, wrongly, that roads are designed for cars and not bikes.
Well, in some ways that's also a good thing, because they're going to have to concentrate more on cycling infrastructure to invest in that. Heaven forbid, maybe even prioritise cycle routes over motorist routes. And that's going to be a good thing for any cyclist, whether they're on an e-bike or otherwise.
Okay, moving on. My second prediction, Dan, for 2019 is going to be the rise of the non-pro race. Ironically, fueled by participation of pro racers in said events.
You're talking about the fact that Team EF Education for Drapac powered by Cannondale, clothed by Rafa, are going to be competing in some events like the Dirty Kansas.
That's right. That is exactly what I'm saying. Now, as a double whammy, though, I think that those racers taking part in events like the Dirty Kansas or the Grind Giro will mean that those events become a little less popular in the eyes of the people that have been doing them for the last few years.
I always seem to remember that after that event, there was quite an intense debate about the riders that had used aero bar extensions.
Absolutely. It was just as well, everyone at that event decided to use socks, because otherwise it would have been a riotous controversy at the end of it all. I mean, to a certain extent, this is what we see in other facets of life all the time, isn't it? Like when a new band starts to get popular, or like a new team, or a new company or whatever, those early adopters are really passionate and loyal, aren't they? And then as the popularity increases, more people know about it, more people like it, those kind of early adopters get a little bit disillusioned, don't they? And I think this is exactly what we are starting to see, and will continue to see in gravel. As the pros turn up with their increased professionalism, it's going to perhaps slightly disillusion those early hardcore.
Yeah.
Although actually, I think, ironically, the pros are going to turn up. It's going to be like a holiday for them doing Dirty Kansas, as opposed to some little stage race in France that's ridiculously hard. So they're going to have a massive grin on their face. I think it's like the really sort of focused, competitive mid-pack people that perhaps might not find things so fun.
Well, the upside of that increased professionalism and popularity of those events is that for those people that do get a bit disheartened with how it's become, there's likely to be a whole load of new events pop up in which they can participate.
True that, yeah.
All right, moving on. Our fourth and final prediction, and it's my one. I think that Sky leaving the sport of cycling with all their big money is going to lead to a reduction in the average salary of professional riders.
Wow. How so?
Because I just don't think they're going to find the budget that they've been enjoying for the past few seasons.
Sneaky little third prediction coming in from the Lloydster there.
Well, it kind of is, but as you know, our predictions are often wrong, and Sky will be hoping it is. I'm kind of hoping it is, really. I do hope they get a replacement sponsor, but 35 million quid, it's a lot of money to find, isn't it? Even if that figure is slightly misleading, because they will get money from their sub-sponsors, such as Pinarello. But I just don't quite see them getting that amount of money. And if I am right in my prediction, which I probably won't be, I think that will be the second year in a row then, won't it, where it's been what's called a buyer's market. And I think then there's going to be a bit of a market re-evaluation and readjustment, and that the average wage will be lower for pro riders.
Yeah. Good thing or bad thing? I guess good thing, bad thing for the riders, certainly, but potentially a good thing for the sport.
Yeah, we won't know until it happens, if it happens, will we?
No. It's technically a prediction for 2020, that, isn't it, Dan?
Yes, it is. Or you can call it 2020 vision, couldn't you?
Oh, right. When the terrible, really, really bad jokes start, it's time to move on, isn't it? So let's wrap this section up. Those are our 4.5 predictions for 2019. Do you agree with them? And what are your predictions for the forthcoming year in the world of cycling? Let us know in the comments.
Or 2020.
Yeah, or 2020.
Time now for our weekly GCN inspiration, which is of course your chance to win one of 3 Wiggle voucher amounts: £50 for third, £75 for second, and a whopping £100 for first place. So well worth entering. Si, how do you do it?
You completely throw me then. How do you enter weekly inspiration? Well, you can upload it to Instagram using the hashtag GCN inspiration, or of course there's our uploader, the link to which is in the description beneath this video. That's cruel, mate. The morning after.
I know, it was a tough night, wasn't it? I've come round a bit now, must admit.
Yeah.
Right, in third place then, this week we have Harrison Alpert, and this is Lake Sherwood. That looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah, California, I believe. That does look really good. It's particularly given the kind of weather that we keep experiencing here.
It also looks like he's used a little stick to prop his bike up
Ooh,
there. So well
pro
done to you.
tip there. Yeah, nice. Like that very much.
In second place, we have Luca Gadozzi taking back £75 of vouchers.
Wow, that is super cool, isn't it? What's that? Cycling where we were supposed to be skiing. Oh, crikey, that's like climate change in action, Dan, which is not terribly inspirational, but what a cracking view.
Yeah. Good photo, that one.
Looks like a great day to ride a push bike, doesn't it?
That a lot. But winning the top prize this week, well, they're going to have to share it outside, aren't they? Because it is the Grey Lynn Cycle Club. A pearl of a sunrise over Auckland. And that is exactly that, isn't it?
Yeah, if you ever need any inspiration to get out of bed and onto your bike, a sunrise photo is what does it. Tell you what, then, you're going to have to look at a fair few of these over the next 10 weeks, aren't you?
Yes, I will do, won't I?
You will, oh yeah. In fact, one week you might win GCN Inspiration if you get up at sunrise.
I will do. Yeah, at least I know how to upload it, etc. Like you.
I do too.
A reminder, the uploader link is in the description below, and it's hashtag GCN Inspiration on Instagram.
Right then, it is time for hack/bodge of the week. Absolute pearlers again this week, so thank you very much for sending them in.
We've got a lot of them too.
We do indeed, starting with this one from Neil Griffith, who successfully repaired a broken pedal by replacing it with 2 tyre levers.
Yes, I think this is genius, and certainly not something I would have thought of if my pedal broke whilst I was out riding. You were questioning the fact that the tyre levers are facing upwards there, but I think you'd get a bit of purchase on that with your cleat, wouldn't you?
Well, that's it. I mean, now you mention that, actually it looks effectively like a clipless pedal, just without a clip on the back.
Yeah, brilliant stuff, I think, from Neil there.
Absolutely, a grade A bodge at the side of the road there.
Yes. Anthony Chung, wondering what this is, he says. Well, it's my speaker clamped on very securely on my seat here, which helps him through some long, tough climbs.
Wow.
Very neat, does look secure too, but I get very annoyed when people come past me walking in the street or on a bike with a speaker blaring music out. Not everyone's got the same taste, have they?
Well, hopefully you have got great taste in music, much like our DJ last night. So it could be a hack or it could be a bodge, depending on what you like listening to. Right, this is from David Stanley. He's got some of that blue roll stuff that all mechanics seem to find from wherever they get it from.
Well, we've seen cycling-themed toilet paper rolls before, haven't we? But not for the blue roll in the garage there.
That's super neat, though. Like, what simple solution and use of an old set of handlebars.
Yeah, that's a hack from me.
That's a hack from me.
Meanwhile, Jamie Wiley is using an inner tube as a sling for his broken collarbone. Middle section glued together with puncture repair kit glue and safety pins to length. Waterproof and comfortable.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling smug about it, given that you've got a broken collarbone. If that gives you some solace, then fair play. Hopefully it will give you more solace to know that that's a hack from us.
Yes, definitely a hack.
Well done. Right, next up, Peter Chung, reusing an old chain to prevent someone nicking his saddle. Nice.
Yeah.
Smooth. I mean, not a fail-safe security mechanism.
You might get some paint chip there as well. But
well, yeah. Have you got a quick link in there? No, you haven't. That's at least one step for security.
Yes, you might get police stopping people in the street searching them for chain
whips.
Yes.
Chain links rather. No, what are they called?
Chain
tools.
Extractors, chain tools. Blimey, we'll get there, won't it?
We are on fire today,
I'm
Dan.
giving up Jaeger bombs. Right, next up we've got this from Ika Karpinen. Spotted outside the local mall, this guy's solution for wintertime visibility definitely trumps the one I'm planning for my bike build, and you would be seen coming on that, wouldn't you?
Wow, you definitely would.
That's a lot of lights and a lot of reflectors on that bike.
I quite like the look of that, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't ride it, but I like the look of it.
I like the look of this from Howard Whitaker on Facebook. That is
DIY-tastic, Dan.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it's sort of over-engineered, isn't it? It's quite chunky, but very neat indeed.
I hope the wood has been sealed, because
sweat.
if you start sweating on that,
Yeah.
you know, you don't want to warp it.
Otherwise, you might be finding yourself having to make a new one after 150,000 kilometres on there, aren't you? But no, I think it's rather good. Next up, this from Ian Copeland. With daughter now being 16 and not using her swing, because she's swung for a long time, hasn't she? It's been given a new role as an all-weather garden bike stand work stand.
Also, presumably, if the swing dangled from there, that makes it a really short swing.
Up, doesn't he?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Nice use of the old Continental tyre there to protect your bottom bracket.
Yeah, no,
as
I
well.
think that's a really nice looking little work stand. That
Hack.
great. Yeah, Barnaby Wright sent this in. His little sister Franny came up with this hack or bodge, you decide, turning a GCN winter snood into a skirt. You could probably do that, couldn't you, mate?
Well, I was just about to say I'm not going to try that.
But you could, couldn't you?
Well, I'm not going to try.
Hey, you
Why
could.
did you seem to want me to?
No, I don't want to see it. I really don't.
Well,
but still.
it looks rather good, doesn't it, on Franny? So we'll say a hack for that.
Yeah.
Next up, we have this from Wheel Fine Imports Pro Bike Shop.
Wow.
They have used a Trader valve cap to expand and strengthen a loose bar end plug. They do pop out often, don't they, bar
They
end plugs?
do. Particularly those pesky little kind of silvery looking ones. They're the worst, I find. Anyway, but yeah, that's a little hack actually,
Yeah,
as
that
far
is.
as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'd have to nick the valve caps off my car though, and that's the only Schrader
There's
valve.
plenty of other cars about me.
I'll nick them off the next door's car. Yeah, there we go. Good point.
Next from Carl Osborne, sacrilegious or not, using an old road tyre for a chainstay protector on my trail bike. It's an oldie but a goodie, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, does the job.
Now this is one of those ones that makes me worry. Seriously worry for the health of the owner. This is sent in by Hipson. A magnificent bodge seen on my friend's bike. He claims his solution saves 18 grams. What he's effectively done is replaced chainring bolts with zip ties.
I'm not sure it would save that much weight anyway, really.
Well, also, it's irrelevant how much weight you save if as soon as you put some power down, your chainring zip ties shear off and you go smashing straight into the stem.
I could probably use that for the next 3 or 4 weeks, but after that, just no chance. Those zip ties.
Do you know though, the weird thing, isn't it, about if your feet always go around in circles on the pedals, and as soon as your chain slips or something like that, and your feet then end up doing their own thing, they connect directly with the stem. How many times have you hit your knees on the stem? Because it's weird, isn't it? They're in circles and then suddenly make a beeline for your stem. Yeah.
Well, actually, your pedalling style is not that smooth up and down, so I can see why that happens. Finally, this week, I've never seen this before. It's an ass saver made out of leaf. It's just a leaf, obviously. This came in from Jetro Yan de la Rosa. Rain, 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 hashtag mudguard, hashtag GCN hack.
I like it.
They're waterproof leaves, aren't they? So it probably does a grand job for a day or two.
Yeah, nice work. A environmentally friendly ass saver. Well, some absolute belter hacks and a couple of terrifying bodges. Kind of as per usual. Do please keep them coming into the new year. You can use the uploader, which we already talked about. Link to which is in the description. Or use the hashtag GCN hack on Instagram or on Twitter. See, I remembered it.
I got a lot of those from Facebook this week.
Oh, did you? Oh, I was about to say I got it seamless then, but anyway, I missed one out. Right then, given that it is January the 1st, it feels like the right time to open our virtual diaries and go through some important dates for this calendar year. And it's starting, in fact, with the Tour Down Under.
This is our first opportunity to see riders that have changed teams in their new kit and the teams with their new bikes, clothing and equipment. So always exciting times. And we should have highlights here on GCN on our Facebook page. So that's pretty cool.
And John Cannings is going to be heading out there as well. Typical John, new tech and a bit of sunshine. He is there like a flash. So anyway, there you go. You don't have to look too far into the future before things really kick off. Then one of the big ones, Dan, the opening weekend of the Cobble Classics.
Yes, we have all those early season stage races that in Spain and Portugal in February and South America too, but the season doesn't really start until the cobbles begin at the start of March. So we have Het Nieuwsblad and then Kuurne Brussels Kuurne on the opening weekend. That's the 2nd of March and the 3rd of March.
Yeah, just a week later, we've got the gravel of Strada Bianca. That's pretty much one of the best races of the year. It has been for the last few years, hasn't it?
Yeah, only been going for 12 or 13 years, but already one that we've definitely most look forward to, almost the most of any, really.
Yeah.
And then it's the big one size, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Towards the end of March, 21st,
yeah.
24th.
Yeah. GCN Mallorca training camp. So if you've not signed up for that one yet, then make sure you head over to the website and take a look. It also coincides with Milan San Remo, so we are definitely putting aside a good few hours to watch that race live as well.
Milan San Remo, Lloydy's first ever pub quiz. I don't know what I or everyone else is looking forward to the most. But there you go, they do coincide.
Milan San Remo.
Then on the 7th and the 14th of April, it's the Spring Classics proper. So we've got the Tour of Flanders and Paris-Roubaix on those dates.
Yeah, Yeah, and then what should we go to next? Probably the Giro d'Italia, isn't it? That starts on the 11th of May. It goes through to the 2nd of June. Unfortunately, clashing with the Dirty Kanza, doesn't it? Which is on June the 1st. Yeah, a lot of those EF Education First.
They're going to have to pull out for a week to go, aren't they, to get over there in time?
Well,
good preparation, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, maybe they will have to pull out.
Yeah, but yeah, the Giro d'Italia definitely one to look forward to because it's got a stellar lineup already announced so far this year, and more star riders to come, I have no doubt. So it's going to get a lot of attention, particularly being the first Grand Tour, as it has been for a few years now. And then the big one, though, is the Tour de France as ever. That starts on the 6th of July and, of course, lasts for 3 weeks. If Sky haven't got their new sponsor by then, how are Geraint Thomas and Chris Froome going to play that?
Oh, all-out warfare. What a lot
so.
to look forward to in the world of cycling over the next 6 months. And that's not even going through to the Vuelta and the Worlds or whatever else. We'll tackle that maybe nearer the time. Anyway.
Quite a lot to look forward to this week, in fact.
Exactly, yeah, talking about nearer the time.
Yeah, on Wednesday we are going to let you know how to fall back in love with cycling.
In cycling, there are loads of disciplines to get your teeth stuck into.
Yeah, cyclocross, track racing. Hey, there's even that weird thing that people do called gravel riding.
Or mountain biking or fixed gear racing. Loads of stuff for you to try out and keep it nice and fresh.
And on Thursday, Chris Opie is going to give you 3 separate 30-minute sessions that you can go out and try on your bike. Then on
Perfect
Friday,
for this time of year.
Yeah, it is. Friday as ever is Ask GCN Anything.
Yeah, Saturday, Emma takes you through a core session to get a rock hard core, apparently, which is something that we all want, Dan. Well, we all need. Anyway, then on Sunday, can Dan get fit in 10 weeks?
Oh, we decided it's coming out Sunday already.
Oh, yeah, for sure, mate. Yeah.
Well, let's do it. Let's
we
get
just
it out
had
Sunday.
word. It's confirmed. Yeah, so Dan will
do
have
a
done a
test then.
fitness test. Well, maybe we'll find out. Jumping on the scales, Lloydy?
Maybe. Might do some skin fold testing. Nah, it's pretty bad.
Well, I don't really want to see it, but you might want to know about it.
All right, and then on Monday, of course, it's the Racing News Show, and Tuesday we're back in the set for the GCN show, number 313. We're going to announce some giveaway winners now. It's a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? But we had a giveaway for some C-Sense Ace rear lights. 5 of those and 5 of the set. So I'll read the rear lights winners outside. We've got Daniel Elmer from the US, Bogdan Volneg from Denmark, Stefano Bolani from Italy, Doug Hunt in the US, and Tad Wiley over in the US too.
Yeah, there you go. 5 people who are enjoying their 2019 already. Then the winners of the front and rear lights are Terry Nilsson, Jeff Adams, Andrew Fuller, Keith Richardson. Ooh. Cracking name there, Keith.
Any relation? Was that what you put your name in as?
No, I don't know Keith actually. And Gary Okwan.
Okay, yeah, well done to all of you. We will be in contact with you to let you know how we're going to get that to once you've given us your address. So well done to everybody. Near the end of the show now, which means it is, of course, Extreme Corner, and we've got a belter for you this week. This is Rob Welch doing some pretty cool stunts on his downhill mountain bike.
You sounded so old when you said that.
Well, I'm almost 40.
Whoa! Some great stunts there from Rob.
Apparently Rob's had to stop with his hardtail bike due to some knee problems, which is why he's now on a downhill mountain bike.
No way.
It's a bit more giving. He's after more comfort and less speed.
He is indeed, yes. Serves him right for doing massive jumps. No knee problems for me if I stay close to the ground.
No, true. All right, that's all for this week's show, basically, isn't it? So we'll see you at the same time next week.
Absolutely. If you haven't seen it yet, then I suggest that you go search it out. Emma set an unofficial world record for riding uphill. It's absolutely bonkers, very brilliant. So make sure you have a look.